We saw Chris doing a little bit at shoot around today. Just kind of what's the latest on him?
Same. I mean, he's getting close. He looks great. So I just think it's close.
Go home for a little bit. G League training camp. Is there a thought 5-on-5 like tomorrow for him?
We don't know that yet. We got to get through tonight and see what we have healthy and go from there.
I guess speaking to that, without Chris, those bench units where it's been Giannis and 4 bench guys or Dame and 4 bench guys, what have you seen and what do you think about maybe trying to get more creation in those units, even without Chris? Because obviously if Chris was here, that's something that he would do.
Yeah, it's easy. The things that you guys don't know is some of these guys have minute restrictions. And so it makes things a little more difficult at times. But, we think about all of it. I would just put it that way. We don't like some of the lineups that have been on the floor. Sometimes you have no choice but to put them on the floor. And then we do like some of the things, we just haven't had the results from it. And we believe we will.
Feel free to share the minutes restrictions.
No, thank you.
Well, I mean, with that, I was going to ask, DeLon has been around 13 per game, and I know, he had come down at the end of camp, and he had talked about, like, once I get my conditioning up.
Yeah.
So I guess that was the thing.
Yeah, he has to play better,
because,
and he will. I think part of DeLon's thing was because he had the little injuries, conditioning is still a factor for him, and I think that affects your play. I think he'll keep getting better. We're not concerned with any of our guys. Guys are making shots, some guys are missing shots, and it's early. It's 4 games into the year. I don't think anyone's, blowing smoke signals up or anything like that. But we want to win games, and we believe we should have, but we haven't.
Now, off of that, I know Ja's here, and so is Defensive Player of the Year from a couple years ago. But this is another diminished team health-wise, just like last year before the All-Star break. So what is I'm guessing the expectation is to be locked in and not have some of the same slips.
Yeah, but our expectations is that every night, honestly. I don't think we've approached the game with an expectation, tonight, maybe let's not go tonight, but that doesn't mean that doesn't happen. Logically, so I've always, laughed from afar when I hear someone say, hey, they're hurt. Have you told your guys? You know what I mean? Like at some point, right? So I'm not concerned by it. We have to play better basketball. There's a better brand in us. We just haven't gotten it out of them, and that's always my job.
Hey, Coach, last year you came in middle of the season. It's hard to implement what you want in the middle of the season. How advantageous was it to have all summer?
Well, camp was great, and I think the struggles we're having early, I think because we had camp, when we get out of this, we're going to make a run. I believe that run is around the corner, but we just got to get to it.
Don, talk about having a great staff with D. Ham, Coach Yeager, who was here, and Coach Puncher from the Hawks there on staff with you.
Yeah, it's really a good staff. Just a bunch of guys with great experience, guys that have experienced other coaches, which I tend to like, and guys that have been in winning programs for the most part everywhere they've been. Our coaches' meetings are great because there's a lot of ideas thrown out, and it's, I think, one of my better staffs.
Don, a couple minutes ago we heard from Coach Jenkins, and he was talking about some of their turnover challenges. They're looking to run, but not really knowing where other guys are going to be. And for you guys, with some of the turnover challenges you face, how much of it is a byproduct of kind of assimilating and knowing where other guys are going to be versus focus? What do you attribute some of the problems that you guys have had when you've had them?
Honestly, I think they're all over the board. You can make a case for assimilating. I don't, honestly. I think we have over-penetrated at times. I think our passes are late instead of early, and guys get a hand on them. I think these are things that will be figured out. But right now, we keep turning the ball over, and our turnovers are live. A lot of our turnovers are live, which really hurts you.
Doc, you've been searching for that wing defender, and the sample size is not growing with Gary Trent Jr. How do you evaluate the way he's been able to handle it?
Very happy overall. He's had some up and down games, but his effort, his intensity has been there. So I couldn't be happier with him in a lot of ways defensively. I thought there were moments in the Boston game where you could see he was getting under Tatum's skin a little bit, which is hard to do. and that's what Gary does. He's physical, and he has great hands. You know, he's got his hands on a couple, and you know, guys who, especially the dancers. Gary's tough because he's going to get his hands in there and affect that, and so I've been very happy with him. All right.